So, Lars Mikkelsen, the man who voiced Grand Admiral Thrawn in Rebels, and did a fantastic job by the way, has been cast to reprise his role in live action, and will star in the Ahsoka Tano series coming to Disney+. Now, I know that this show still has a lot of speculation surrounding it, and hardly any details have been released, but this is a great announcement, and it's great news for Star Wars fans everywhere. And we will be talking about what this all means and how Thrawn being confirmed for the Ahsoka show will affect the story as a whole. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe for more Star Wars content. Now, let's get into today's video. Now, according to sources close to Lucasfilm and confirmed by smallscreen.com, Lars Mikkelsen has been cast to play Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, a lot of people were saying that they wanted Benedict Cumberbatch, who played Doctor Strange in the MCU, and some people were even saying that they wanted Robert Downey Jr. to be cast, but honestly, I think that both of those would have been miscasts. Both men are great actors, and they have done incredible things in the MCU as Doctor Strange and Iron Man respectively, and then, in all the other movies that they performed in, just great actors, but I cannot see them playing Grand Admiral Thrawn. Especially Robert Downey Jr. for some reason. He's a great actor, I feel like he just doesn't have the presence to be Thrawn. Lars Mikkelsen has the voice, the presence, and the skill to play Thrawn. I mean, just look at how well he played the Russian President Viktor Petrov in House of Cards.
I've killed a man with my bare hands. It wasn't make-believe. Do you think you're capable?
Or Stregobor in The Witcher.
You made a choice, and you'll never know if it was the right one.
And obviously he played the character already in Rebels, and even though it was animated, his voice carried a power and a weight, and it was one of the highlights of the show. I mean, every time that he was on screen, everything was focused on him.
And I would like to keep it that way. Admiral Constantine.
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
There is no other actor that can pull off the menacing, blue-skinned Chiss Admiral besides Lars Mikkelsen. And I, for one, am really happy that they decided to cast him instead of somebody else. And now that Thrawn has been confirmed for the Ahsoka show, we can make a few more assumptions about what this show will be about. So I see one of two possibilities happening. Each one includes Thrawn, obviously. The first one is the original idea that I had, where Thrawn is in the unknown regions and is helping to form the First Order and all of that. Ahsoka goes there and she tries to, get Ezra on her side, and they try to stop the First Order from coming, and, they obviously fail and everything like that, but, whatever. If you want to see a more full, in-depth breakdown of that theory, go and check out my other video that goes over that. It completely covers that theory in its entirety, and it's, it's pretty good, so you should probably go give it a watch. However, something that I feel now might be more likely is that Thrawn is in a completely different part of the galaxy, far away from the Skywalker saga, from the sequel trilogy, from everything. And that him and Ezra are kind of in like this, not a different dimension, because I don't like that whole dimension thing, but the galaxy is huge. The Star Wars galaxy is huge, and I feel like him and Ezra are just in a completely different part of it that we've never seen before. And that the Ahsoka show is going to deal with her finding him and, keeping whatever evil or whatever scheme he's coming up with, keeping that threat at bay from coming into the known galaxy and wreaking havoc. Now, this makes sense to me because, as a lot of people have pointed out, including Dave Filoni, Ahsoka has not been confirmed to be dead in The Rise of Skywalker. Now, even though we hear her speaking to Rey, with all the other dead Jedi, at the very end of the movie, we hear her speaking to Rey and saying those words. Technically, that is not her speaking from the netherworld of the Force, alright? Technically, in canon, she has not been confirmed to be dead. And my whole argument to that was, well, if she is alive, then why the heck wasn't she helping out Rey defeat Palpatine and the First Order and all that? I mean, if Ahsoka was alive, she would definitely be on the front lines, helping everybody out. Just like she was in the Clone Wars and just like she was with Rebels. However, I think that the Ahsoka show is going to explain all that. So now I think that she is going to be in the unknown regions, dealing with Thrawn and some other unknown threat that is yet to be revealed, and keeping that threat at bay, and that's preventing her from returning to the known galaxy and helping Rey deal with Palpatine and all that stuff, I mean, that would make sense, right? Because otherwise, Ahsoka Tano would totally be there fighting side by side with Rey. Now, this is great because we can go to a whole other part of the galaxy and explore something totally new with one of our favorite characters. And this could also open up the door for the rumored Filoni-verse. You know, a lot of people are saying that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, they're going to create this totally different, just side story of Star Wars that's going to replace the sequels. However, if they have the Ahsoka show take place in a completely different part of the galaxy that is just separated from everything, then they can have the Filoni-verse, right? They can create a way for Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau to tell all these awesome, amazing Star Wars stories and keep it separate from the sequel trilogy. This way the sequels can remain in canon, because even though they're not my favorite movies, at the end of the day, they are Star Wars movies, they are canon, and I think that it would be extremely difficult to erase them. So this way we get the best of both worlds. And really, that's what Jon and Dave are very good at doing. They're very good at satisfying the entire fandom as a whole. So I honestly think that that might happen. Anyway, Lars Mikkelsen coming back to play Thrawn is just another great piece of news for Star Wars fans everywhere. Now, I'm currently working on a new updated theory video for what I think will happen in Ahsoka. But honestly, I love making videos for you guys. Also, side note, I did start school up again, so if my uploads are a little bit less consistent, you know, if maybe I'm only uploading like 2 or 3 times a week, you know, that's the reason why. Because I started school again, because I gotta get an education for some reason. I'm just kidding, I love learning, whatever. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more Star Wars content. Also, be sure to like the video and comment down below. Tell me what you guys want to see from the Ahsoka series. And remember to forever be a Star Wars fan.